Ladies and gentlemen, lads and ladettes, diamond handers and jeets alike, and yes, even you fudders, welcome back to another YouTube video. I just want to drop this video here as a quick update as to what's going on with Roar. We've seen a lot of action today, made a real big green candle on that V-shaped correction in the chart, and I believe that there are larger green candles on the way. But first, I need to touch on AMC and GME. If you watched my last videos, I speculated on the AMC earnings report, and I just want to circle back around and touch on that. But before I do, I got to give you the rundown. None of what I say is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and I'll never tell you what to do with your money. This video is not sponsored by Roar. Roar is a CTO, and I'm just a community member that likes the token. And of course, I also like talking about the token. So, guys, let's get into it. If you were to Google AMC, you will find tons of news around AMC like this. And I can't really play the video because it always echoes for some reason. I don't know why. But I'll just give you the rundown. Like AMC did like $1.4 billion. It's a 35.6% year-over-year increase. It outperformed consensus estimates. Attendance and spending surged 26%. Admissions revenue per patron hit like $12.24, which was a new company record. And net loss narrowed to like 4.7 million. So it did way, way better than anyone, any big figure in the media was saying it would. If you were to search X, you'll find tons of posts like this about AMC. So from Advantage Trading, they said AMC Theaters is going to freaking explode with IWM melting up. 95% chance Fed cuts in September. It's sort of all coming together like a puzzle here. Price targets in this guy's Discord. He was just comparing charts and how similar the chart now looks to 20 and 2021, which you see that a lot in GME, AMC, people comparing chart patterns from the past. Let's see here. GME also looking really bullish today. It worked its way up to about $23. And people are still bullish for GME into October. You find a lot of that across X, and I actually saw this today posted by Reese Politics that BlackRock increased their GME stake to an estimated 860 million, almost 861 million, after adding 454,000 shares to their position. So GME could be shaping up to be a bit spicy moving into October, which is really good because we got the Fed rate cuts coming up, supposedly, which would really help the market because it turns the money printer on. And you also think for crypto, a lot of analysts are thinking that Bitcoin's top is going to be in October. We had the stablecoin legislation pass Congress, but there's still a market structure bill that's supposed to be passed, and a lot of people are speculating that that's going to be passed in October. So it's almost setting up a perfect storm, because if we can see GME run in October, and you also have Bitcoin topping in October, Roar is going to do incredibly well. So looking at Roar's chart, we had a huge green candle today, V-shaped correction from this huge drop. I love seeing this, and it's like things can turn around so quickly for Roar. Like one day you just see this big red candle, and then the next day you just see a big green candle. For those of you that aren't in the Telegram, I highly suggest that you get in the Roaring Kitty Telegram. I'll leave the link in the description. This red candle was caused by a zombie wallet waking up and selling. So this was a person who was in Roar before it was a CTO. And I'm just speculating because I don't really know, but they likely just opened up their old wallet and saw that they had hundreds of thousands of dollars in Roar, and they're like, oh, shoot, that's a lot of money. Let me just sell and take all this money. Probably didn't even look at the revived project, but it's okay, because if we get that person out, that person only wants the money. They don't care about the longevity of the project. It's better we have them out, because if they were to open that wallet while we are testing all-time highs, that would be a huge candle down, and that would stop our momentum. So better these people get out now than later. Also, guys, a lot of resistance still around 0.006, 0.007. But for those that wallet watch, I mean, they'll tell you that a lot of the people who are selling up here are people who got in around here, people who got in around here. They added to their position around here, and this is just this just happens to be where they were getting out. So all these people who were holding, they're selling. Zombies are waking up and eliminating themselves. We like seeing that. And of course, every dip, we saw holder count increased. We dipped below 1,400 holders, so we lost some holders, but we will gain those holders back. I'm pretty confident. And the chart is looking really good. I'm really, really excited because if we can break this resistance around 0.006, 0.007, we can go up and test a penny, and there isn't really a whole lot of historical resistance around there. So I don't think breaking a penny will be as hard as breaking 0.006, 0.007. So we shouldn't really have that much of a problem breaking a penny and testing all-time highs. It'll be a good time. It'll be a really good time. So also with this nice little surge in price, we happen to flip stonks in the Wall Street Bets themed assets on CoinGecko. So right now, Roaring Kitty is number 3, right behind GME on Solana and GME on Ethereum. And guys, when we test all-time highs, like their market cap's only a $10 million market cap. When we test resistance around a penny, we're going to be around a $10 million market cap too. So as we test all-time highs, we could flip GME on Sol, and as we break all-time highs and go into price discovery, guys, we could even close in on and surpass GME Ethereum. We'll just have to see what happens. Roar was getting a lot of love on X today. It's by Economy, one of the centralized exchanges where Roar is listed. They listed Roar as one of their top gainers, and rightfully so. Roar had a great day. Like, I opened up my my CoinStats app earlier today, and it said Roar was up like 72%, and then I did it like an hour later, and it's like, oh, Roar's up 80%. I'm just like, oh, holy cow, that is really, really good. Also, guys, the community, the Roar community, is very, very bullish. Jolt, a community member here, posted Roaring Kitty CTO, building up for breakout, large volumes in the last few weeks. Amazing momentum today. It only needs one catalyst to push it. Patiently waiting. HTX DAO listing decision for HTX Global. For those of you that don't know, Roar was in a community vote to list event on the HTX DAO, and Roar got 3rd place. And in my mind, we should really be 2nd place, because Manu, there were posts on the DAO about Manu having questionable wallets, because I guess a lot of wallets for Manu are dusted. And to me, I would feel like any exchange would see that as a red flag. So I feel like Roar would actually be number 2 in this. I don't know. We'll see. Also, in the Telegram, I saw the other day some people were talking that HTX actually had well, this is the DAO, but HTX actually had Kitty on Solana listed for a short time when Kitty had its big pump last year. So if HTX is listing Kitty, some trash token with no community to even think of, should I bring the Kitty chart up? No, I've already talked about the Kitty chart in other videos. Kitty had a nice big run up, and then there was a huge dump on the chart, and then it had a dead cat bounce, and then it just fell flat again, and it's just kind of been sideways ever since. But Kitty was, a Roaring Kitty on Solana, and if HTX was going to list Kitty, then you would think HTX would also list Roar, and Roar's got a lot of things that Kitty does not have, that the community thinks that HTX would really like. So super bullish for HTX. This is their, I think their X is HTX Global, right? Yeah, this is HTX. And it's so fitting too that their logo is a flame, because like in my mind, Roar is just a rocket waiting to take off, and HTX could just be the flame that fires the ignition, guys. Like, oh man. Roar, like, in one of my previous videos, if you guys didn't watch it, I don't think it was the last one, I think it was the one before last one, I asked Grok I asked Grok to give a price prediction for Roar if it got listed on HTX, and Grok had Roar as high as $1.20 if Roar got an HTX listing. So super bullish. But guys, as for Roar is still selling NFTs for liquidity on Shibarium. All you got to do is go to the Telegram. You can type in NFT in the prompt, and it'll bring up this link. Or usually, yeah, the official Roaring Kitty X has the NFT link pinned right here. So if you mint this NFT on OpenSea, you will win 10,000 USDT, which, you know, the community is hoping drives sales of these NFTs. And we have minted quite a bit more NFTs since we've started it. And something that we're also seeing with Roar, because a lot of Shibarium people are upset about the price of Bone, and then some bad news came out for Leash here recently. There are people who are actually swapping their Bone into Roar, thinking they can get a short-term gain on their losses, or they can claim back some losses. But they're still bullish on Bone, so they want to swap their profit from Roar back into Bone, which, okay, that's cool, but why not hang on to your winners here? It is what it is, but that's, to me, like, that's super good, because Roar wants to see Shibarium succeed, and we want to help the value of Bone, and one of the ways that we do that is by taking Bone off of the open market and locking it in liquidity. So for those of you that have big bags of Bone, minting a Roar NFT actually helps your bag of Bone. And you would also, like, if you had a bag of Roar, which why would you not if you were minting a Roar NFT, it also helps your bag of Roar, because when the Bone gets put into liquidity, you have to pair it with Roar, so it actually takes Roar off the open market as well and locks it away where day traders can't get it. And guys, the larger liquidity that we have when we have large sell-offs like what we saw here, a deeper liquidity pool, both on Shibarium, on Solana, the chart's not going to be as impacted on huge sell-offs like this one if we can get larger liquidities. And Bone is super cheap right now, so if we can mint more NFTs, we can buy more Bone, and we can add it to our liquidity pool on Shibarium. And guys, for those of you who are Shibazins, Shib believers, guys, there has been instances in the past where a meme coin gets hot, and if a meme coin is on a quote-unquote dead chain, it lights that chain up. So it would make sense for people who are really invested into Shibarium to get behind Roaring Kitty token, because I believe that Roar has the capability of being a viral meme, and if Roar becomes a viral meme, people are going to go onto Shibarium to buy Roar. So the bigger liquidity we can get on Shibarium, the better. And also, guys, that when people come onto Shibarium to buy Roar, they need Bone to do it. So it's going to drive demand for Bone, which will help push the price of Bone up. So I'm very, very happy that I personally came across this project. I'm very blessed to be in it, and I love what the community is doing to help Shibarium. I can't believe this is turning into a Shibarium video, but Shibarium, even though like we're having our hurdles and our challenges, as a community, there's a lot of division right now, but a lot of people are doing their own thing to try and help Shibarium. You got people that are involved in like different DAOs on chain that will like they're talking about how to go forward with Leash. You got K9 Finance doing their thing, doing amazing things. Love K9. Roar's doing our thing. I'm sure Oscar's doing something too. I actually don't know if they are. I would just assume that they are. Lots of really good things happening right now. But this is kind of what Shibarium is. It's what it is. It's like a melting pot of communities. And I think that if people or if projects like Roaring Kitty keep building on Shibarium and keep gaining momentum in the chart, keep gaining holders. Those holders come into the Telegram, and of course we got all these Shib OGs in the Roar Telegram. It's like they'll get some exposure to Shibarium, and I'm still very hopeful for the future of Shibarium. And I'm also heavily invested into Shibarium assets, so I'm heavy into supporting Roar, because to me, what I can do as an individual myself for Shibarium, I can't do a lot, but I can go out and show projects that I think will help Shibarium, which is why I'm showing Roar every day, and I'm also trying to show Bone too, and also K9. I think K9's doing great stuff for Shibarium. So sorry to turn that into a little bit of a, I don't know, sob story. Maybe not a sob story. But guys, NFTs, mint an NFT, and you have like a 1 in 1,000 chance of winning $10,000. You just got to mint this Money Roaring Kitty NFT. Also, guys, I know I said it before, come into the Roaring Kitty Telegram. Just hit that link tree right there. And the Telegram link is right there. So, guys, I think that's all I got for you today. And, yeah, I thought this video would be like 8 or 9 minutes. I don't know how long it is right now. But, yeah, I'm also going to work on trying to make my videos shorter. I don't know how long this one was. I haven't timed myself. I'm just going to stop talking. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to stop running my mouth. And we're going to end this video right now. Guys, chart's looking great. Roar's looking great. Roar to 4, baby. We're going to see Roaring Kitty at $4. I keep saying roar to 4. All right, I'm really going to shut up and stop talking now. I will see you guys in the next one. Roar to 4.